Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. My name is Mike Amos, and we're coming to you live from downtown Troy, Alabama, just a little ways from downtown, over on Brundage Street at the studios of Troy Cablevision. And you folks watching us on Facebook across the state, across the country, and across the world, we're excited about being with you tonight or today right here live on Troy Cable. Good buddy of mine just walked in, and we're going to be talking Troy basketball first of all this morning. We'll be bringing him on in just a few minutes. Want to mention several things that are going on. First of all, the Pike County Fair is going on, and starting its second day, and the gates open at 6 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. And there are plenty of rides and fun activities for the whole family. So come out and support the Alcazar Pike County Fair going on right here in Troy all the way through Saturday night. Troy University Basketball Fan Fair tonight, and that's something that we're excited about. Coach Cunningham and his team already in practice, and we will be talking about that in a few minutes with one of the all-time greats at Troy University. And I also want to mention the balloon launch is this Thursday prior to the football game. When the walk starts at the football game, the balloon the balloons will be unveiled and sent out into the multitudes, whatever you want to call it, right after the Trojan Walk, and that is a 4 o'clock start. We think on that. The kickoff for the night's game is 6:30. It could be before the walk. I'm not positive, but at around 4 o'clock, they're going to launch the balloons to raise money for the Troy Regional Medical Center right here in Troy, Alabama. Of course, it was a brain thrust of a very good friend of mine, Keith Rowland, and last year they made over $49,000, and then with a donation of $50,000 more, the total amount was right at $100,000 they raised for Troy Health and Rehab. A few other things, of course, the big kickoff for the football game is Thursday night or tomorrow night. Let's go ahead and say 6:30 kickoff from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy. It's the Trojans of Troy against Georgia State, and it should be a good game against two very good teams that are battling for positions in the Sun Belt Conference, and of course we'll be excited about that. And no better way to support the Trojans than to join the Troy University Alumni Association, and that's only it's only $35 a year, and it also gets you free food to every Trojan tailgate, and the tailgate will start at 4:30 tomorrow night. Of course, I want to mention a few other things. Big fall festival going on at Troy University tomorrow night, where the kids can go out on the Troy baseball field and have a time of their life, I promise you, with all kinds of rides. And it's called the T. Roy Fall Festival, and it's going to be a lot of fun, free to all the kids that go to the game. And also want to remind you also that general admission tickets have been reduced to $10, only $10 for general admission tickets to the game on Thursday. And also, you teachers out there and administrators out there get in free just by showing your ID. So a lot going on, a lot of things going on, and of course we're excited about bring your kid to a game, whether it's your kid or the neighborhood kids. Put them in your back seat of your car or truck or whatever, and bring them to the game, and they get in absolutely free. So a lot going on tomorrow night at Troy University football, and we want a big turnout for the Troy Georgia State game. Come out early and tailgate. Bring all the kids and let them play and have a good time. And boy, in this deal inside the the baseball field is going to be like none other. I mean, it is going to be so much fun for kids. They have all kinds of slides and rides, and it is just a fun place. They do it every game, but this one they're going to double or triple the amount of rides that are normally occur at that facility. So remember, bring your kids to the football game and take them over to the baseball field, and they'll have a great time. You'll have a great time watching them. We're going to be back in just 1 minute after these messages.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and a very familiar figure is on our show. Ben Fletcher, assistant basketball coach at Troy University, is on our show. And Ben, slide on up just a little bit so we can get you on the mic here. No, you're fine. You're fine right here. And of course, Ben not only assistant basketball coach, but one of the all-time greats in my book. If I had to mark off 10, and there've been some good ones, you would be on that list.
I appreciate it.
That's the Mike Amos all-time list of great players at Troy.
You've seen a lot of them, so to put me in that category, I appreciate it.
Well, the team that you played on, I proudly, I hear that phone ringing. Maybe that's Mike Amos coming in. You know what? We don't have a telephone up here, Steve, for some reason. I don't know why we don't have a telephone up here. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. We got to get a short telephone.
Okay.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
Good morning. How you doing?
Morning.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, right here at Troy Cablevision. As we mentioned, Ben Fletcher's our guest, Mike, and hey, can you believe basketball season has started as far as practice, Mike?
Well, it started in Birmingham last night in an NBA preseason game. They had the Rockets and the Grizzlies playing.
Are you serious? Mike, I would have gone to that.
Former Alabama player JaMychal Green is the starting forward for the Memphis Grizzlies. Of course,
Did you know
James
that?
Harden and Chris Paul for the Rockets. And huge crowd last night. The BTC, actually, Avery Johnson and the whole University of Alabama team was there. They were showing them before the game. So,
Mike, why didn't you mention that? I would have driven up there to see a pro game last night. You know, that'd been fun.
Well, yeah, my favorite player of all time, Robert Horry, is an ambassador for the Houston Rockets. And, he's been doing a lot of stuff around town the last few weeks promoting the game.
Robert Horry, was he one of your heroes?
Yes.
You know, our buddy up here, Mike, could shoot the three pretty good. You remember
I
being...
remember it very well.
And I was going to show this ring.
I'll never forget when y'all made it to the NCAA tournament. I was working out in Portland, Oregon, and I called home to listen to the game over my cell phone on a radio in Troy to listen to y'all play.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It wasn't as much technology back then.
Well, I was at the game, and it was the first time Troy had ever gone to the NCAA playoffs. It was played in Nashville, Tennessee. We got off to a slow start, and then you got hot in the second half, and y'all almost beat Xavier.
We did. Xavier was, traditionally rich basketball program. David West, who just retired from the Warriors last year, he was the star National Player of the Year that year. Like you said, we got off to a slow start, and in the second half, we kind of picked it up, got down big early in the second half. We got it to, I think it was either 4 or 6 points, and then, we feel
But
like
it
we ran out
was
of time.
one of the great days in Troy basketball history because they made it for the first time to the Division I national playoffs, March Madness.
Yes.
And that was a big. I think Troy. When Troy was introduced, Mike, for March Madness, were you there that night in the gym?
No, I was out west.
All right.
Working in Oregon.
Hey, you remember what an unbelievable crowd it was?
Yes.
And the national TV audience came to Troy, Mike. And, boy, you wouldn't have believed that gym. It was packed, and the band, the whole band was there.
Yeah.
Those guys that band is awfully loud. They could not get over how loud that gym was.
It was awesome.
But that was one of the...
I think they had the top CBS crew doing that game, too. I think they had Jim Nance and Billy Packer do that game. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And we were talking about the announcement when it was announced that Troy would play in that game. It was really something. Of course, the old building is fixing to be completely down.
Man, I pass by it every day, and I tell you, it feels like a piece of me is leaving every time I pass by it, because the only thing left now is where the band used to sit, that back, about a piece of that back wall, and then only a small area of bleachers.
And
what's taking them so long to tear it all down?
Well, that's a pretty big building, Mike, and I'm sure they try to preserve some of it. Keep some, some of the stuff. And
well, when I was in the athletic department working for Johnny Williams, I was in there with a couple other guys. We were having to paint the weight room. Back when I was in college, that was like sometime.
Now you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a secret now, and you know it probably, Ben. But that was one of the only bomb shelters, legitimate bomb shelters, other than the courthouse. The courthouse and that building there were bomb shelters. Did you know that?
I did.
You remember that? And so in case of a bomb, that's where everybody was supposed to go, to the basement of that building or to the courthouse.
The safest place in Troy. Until game day.
Exactly. And another thing, just
Yeah, I
think.
was talking to Blake Crow up here in Birmingham the other day. You know, and Cheryl Crow, he worked out there and had a key there for years.
It was like it was his own locker room and shower, wasn't it, Cheryl?
Saw him every morning. When I played, we practiced at 6 a.m.
That early in the morning?
Yes.
Gosh,
Yes.
I didn't know y'all did that.
And every morning, I would see Doc Anderson and Cheryl Crow every morning working out.
Listen to this, Ben. I'm recruiting a player. Son, now, you know, you're right. Troy's a good place, but you know, at Troy, if you play for Troy, you had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to practice.
That was a long time ago. We're a little different
I
now.
would have used it against you.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, they don't do it anymore. They don't do that anymore. Take that off the record. But that tickles me. I didn't know y'all did that.
But it was good because you basically got the rest of the day to get your academics done,
exactly.
and you had free time.
Yeah.
The guys liked it. They just had to go to sleep a little early at night.
All right. Now, date us back. Did you play on the team that scored 258 points?
No, that was before my time. I've been here a long time,
All right.
but that's
But
a
now
long
you
time.
at high school
Yeah,
at
you got to
the
realize
south
that
side
was
of
when I was in
Selma.
high school, Dad.
What?
I was in high school then.
Yeah. All right. Of course, he.
Now Tim Faison played on that team.
Yeah. But let me just say, I think Tim scored 17, 18 points in that game. Everybody scored something. They scored 258.
Right.
Of course, did you hear about that all the way?
That's when Simpson and Hunt, Terry McCord, it was a bunch of those guys on that team.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me just say this. You don't mind, we're going to be talking about other things in a minute, about a big event tonight going on at 6:30. It's called
Trojan Madness.
Trojan Madness. We're going to get into that in a minute, but we're going to talk about a little Troy history here. Ben came from Selma. And if there is any town back in the when Maestri and Felix coached, if there was any town in the country that they had more players from, was from Selma, a very good basketball town too. Right. But you played at Southside, and Mike, at one time, and correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, 3 players from Southside High School in Selma started for Troy.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
Did you know that, Mike?
It was.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes, it was the year that we went to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
It was me, Marcus Millhouse, and Lavelle Craig.
And all of them, you were high school teammates.
We were high school teammates.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Now, let me tell you this. Just across town was Selma High School, our old A.G. Parrish High School. They had some of the best basketball players in the country, Mike. You remember one of them?
Well, I know the Evans guy that was the referee. His son.
George, yeah.
Referee. He played at Troy.
And he was one of the top all-time officials of all time.
Still is.
Of course, his daddy was before him, though, George.
Yes. And he ended up being the mayor in Selma for a while, too.
And do you know, I cannot believe this. I saw him officiating a Troy game one time. This year. Did that happen this year, didn't it?
I think so, yes.
Where he, who played at Troy, officiated a Troy game.
Yes.
But now he's an SEC official, one of the top officials. We're talking about young not George, but Patrick Evans. And he's still one of the top officials in the country.
Yes.
But A.G. Parrish had great teams, Mike. And they had one guy played guard that went on and played at Auburn.
Yes.
Yeah, played at Auburn. Name him.
Doc Robinson.
That's Doc Robinson. That's exactly who I was going to say. Doc Robinson.
They had a kid that played at Alabama in the Gothard that was real good too.
Do you remember that?
That was us. He had you talking about Chuck Davis?
Chuck Davis, yeah.
He was at Southside.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, don't hand him off now. We gotta have him.
I know it. But it's amazing how many players from Troy played at Southside of Selma, or Selma High School, which is a very good program and one of the top programs in the state. Were y'all friends? Or did y'all play against each other, or were y'all rivals?
Selma High?
You know, like in the summers when y'all practiced, and I'm sure you practiced in the gym. Y'all didn't have anything to do with them.
Rivals. We played all the time.
Did y'all play a lot back
Yes.
then? Did y'all wear them out? The South Side.
I'll be honest. Since we're on TV and we're gonna have a history of this, we played a lot, and it was very competitive back in those days because we would all meet up in different gyms. We never played in our high school gym. We never played in theirs.
You had a YMCA that
Yes.
was real active.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We would play there, and it was some nice battles, some really nice battles.
And
Ben, did you go to Troy for 4 years, or did you go to junior college first?
I went to junior college first.
Okay, where did you play in JUCO?
Well, I went to Atlanta Metro my freshman year, and during that year, my dad had major back surgery. So I wanted to get back closer to home to kind of help my mom out around the house if I needed to. And so I ended up going to Enterprise, which was, 30 minutes down the road here. Troy had already contacted me in high school, and, Lavelle was already here, Lavelle Craig. My cousin Millhouse, who played with me throughout middle school, he went to junior college as well. He had just had a baby, so he needed to get closer to home. So
Thank goodness.
Just so happened we both go to Enterprise and have pretty good years, and Coach Felix recruited us and brought us in, and the rest is history.
And, the junior college program's still good, but back when you played, boy, it was real competitive, wasn't it? There's some good basketball players came out of that junior college ranks.
Yes.
I used to officiate there, Mike, and it was really good basketball. But
Lavelle Craig was like 6'9", 6'10", wasn't he?
Right. He was 6'9". Funny story on Lavelle. Lavelle was just walking the halls in Southside because we had so much talent at that school at the time. How many places do you know a 6'9" guy just walking the halls and nobody's actually going to play basketball? So finally, his junior year, somebody said, "Man, you ought to try out for the basketball team," and he had never played, not even pickup.
Yeah.
And we took him under our wings, and he started going places with us, playing more, and he got better and better each year. And I'll tell you now, if we don't have Lavelle Craig that year we go to the NCAA tournament, I'm not sure we make it.
Yeah.
Because he was that
really
big of an
good,
influence on our team.
No question. It was amazing how Felix and Maestri could find players and bring them in and make them be a contributors. No question about it.
Yes.
Let me tell you this though, Mike, and I've known Ben all for years. I feel like I've known him all his life, but
You've known everybody at Troy for years.
I'll tell you this right now: he was playing the wrong sport, Mike. He was a quarterback in football, and I'll tell you how much they liked football at south side of Selma. They didn't even have a program. We played them Charles Simpson played them one, and they didn't even have a program. I do all the games.
Yep.
And it's the only game I have ever seen where the Troy coach, right before the half, a kid breaks loose and goes to the 1 yard line on a long run, and he hits a knee before the half. And I walked up to him and I said, "Coach, you can hit a knee anytime you want to, but don't do it before the game's over or before the half." But y'all had athletes galore, but you would have been either a quarterback or a great wide receiver in football. Don't you agree? That you were a good athlete?
I was back in those times.
Did anybody ever talk to you about playing football?
Yes, I had offers.
I felt like you did.
Jacksonville State, Alabama State.
As a receiver or quarterback?
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterback. Yeah.
Then, but of course, you were a great basketball player, but you also a very good football player.
Yeah.
But the reason I was saying that about no programs, that's how much football meant to that town when you were coming through there. Now I think it's changed a little bit lately, but back then it was all basketball.
It was.
You remember Troy had Jack Smith died in his senior year. He ended up going out playing football and did really well.
Oh yeah, I remember him. But Jack before or after? He was from Athens, Alabama.
Before.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a great athlete, though.
Big time athlete.
Yeah. And of course, and let's pay tribute to Maestri and Felix. They were people coaches. Absolutely. If they were ever player coaches, they were player coaches.
It was those two. Whenever Felix was really good on the phone, recruiting you in person, but man, when you got on campus and Coach Maestri took over, it was a different feeling. You felt at home, and they treated you that way your whole entire time here.
I mean, they fed you a lot of the times. I mean, it was always something going on. He was always conscious of the players, and whether it was on in season or out season, he wanted to make sure his players were taken care of.
Right, and he's still doing that. I mean, I talked to him 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you what type of person, not just coach.
Yeah.
It shows you what type of person.
And buddy, he could make some of the best Cajun food too. He could cook.
Oh yeah.
And he married the Lord put him and his young wife. He taught his young wife in school, didn't he? I think. Well, his wife is
Sharon.
Sharon. What?
Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon. And Sharon was a student from Ohio that came in here. Is that right?
That's right.
I remember that part of it, and of course the rest is history. And he was a unique coach and a unique person. I've always said this, Mike, and I'll say it again. If the Lord cared about who won basketball games, I really mean this. Yeah, I'll say it again. If the Lord cared about who won basketball games, Don Maestri would have been undefeated.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen a more Christian man in your life?
And Coach Maestri are two of the more approachable guys ever. I mean, most of the time they'd come approach you. I mean, same way with Coach Blakeney. They were those kind of coaches. I've had some of the best conversations ever with Coach Maestri and Coach Felix over the years. Just super nice people.
Absolutely.
No question. Now, let me tell you something about David Felix. I'll tell you two things. One thing, he had the prettiest legs in town, didn't he? Boy, hey, he was always tan and always wearing shorts and no shoes, no socks, wherever he went. Yeah, he was laid back. He was as laid back as anybody. But when he got on that court and y'all started shooting,
he was feisty now.
Hey, he could shoot the three as good as anybody, couldn't he? What if the 3-point would have counted when he played?
He would have a lot more. He would have a lot more points.
What's the most threes you ever made in a game?
9.
And 9 in one game. That's 27 points just from three-point circle. But Mike, when Troy won the national, did that incredible thing about scoring 258 points against this school from Atlanta, everybody said, "Oh gosh, man, they must have not been any defense. Y'all must have just let them score or whatever." You know what I tell them? I said they made 53 three-pointers. Just mention that to anybody that wants to argue that case. 53.
While shooting 50%.
Yeah, exactly. It was something like 106 tries, 53 made shots, right, which has got to be an all-time record and never be broken.
Unbelievable.
How long would it take a team that's out there shooting around to hit 53 three-pointers? Take them a pretty long time, wouldn't it?
Probably 4 or 5 minutes. But that's a lot of threes,
but that's the whole team shooting them.
Yes, that's the whole team.
But if a player went out there and tried to do it, it'd take a pretty long time, wouldn't it?
Take a long time for one guy, yeah.
No question about it.
Whatever happened to some of these older, players that played at Troy back in the day, like Robert Russian? Where's Robert Russian now? Like, where's Lewin, the great big guy? Where are all those guys at now?
Robert Russian is in Atlanta. He owns his own traveling business now. But he's doing well. He also has a clothing line out. But he's doing really well.
He's a sharp guy, wasn't he?
He is.
I'll tell you, another thing about Maestri and them, when they got players, they molded them. And one of them was the big, tall kid out of New York. What was his name?
Rob Lewin.
Rob Lewin. Rob Lewin could have played for anybody in America. Don't you agree?
Big-time athlete.
Mike, I'm going to come back and get you. I promise you. I got to get this call, though. I'm going to put you on hold 1 second. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Mike, it's Max. How are you this morning?
Max Howell calling in, and Max Howell is calling in from Fulton, Mississippi. Max, is it okay if I call you back in about 10 minutes? Is that all right?
That'll be fine.
All right, call you back in 10 minutes. Or you call me back in 10 minutes if you will.
I will do it.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Max Howell calling in from Fulton, Mississippi. That's not too far from Selma, as the bird flies. Mike, you back on?
Yeah.
We got Max Howell calling in soon.
So what do we got going on at Troy tonight?
We have, first of all, we have the pep rally for the football team. And we need to come out and support those guys. Coach Brown's done a heck of a job,
no question.
A heck of a job. So
you ever sit back and sort of, I hear them practice a lot. Mm-hmm. And he's got that mic on. I've never heard a coach ever in the history of college football, in my memory, run a football program like he does. He's got everything covered.
Right. He and Cunningham are very similar. I call them stepbrothers behind their back because they're so similar. But they got a pulse.
They're thorough.
Really thorough.
Word thorough.
Really thorough.
Is it from Kentucky?
Yes, they are. They both are from Kentucky. And but they run their programs very similar, meaning that they have a pulse on pretty much everything that's going on within the program, from the managers, the walk-ons, all the way into your staff, everything. They have a really good feel on every area when it comes to coaching.
Yeah. You know, of course, that will be at the Trojan Arena?
Yes,
Trojan
Arena.
The pep rally will start at, what, 6:30 or what time?
Yes, 6:30.
6:30 for the pep rally, and then after pep rally, this is going to be fun, man. I'm telling you. The men and the women are going to be introduced?
We'll introduce both men's and women's teams. We'll have 3-point shootouts and then a dunk contest.
And a dunk, oh, man, a dunk contest. Mike, you need to be here for that.
Right.
I'm going to be driving down the bar.
I know, of course, for the game and so forth.
Who's the best dunker on the team?
That's going to be tough. Like I was just telling Mike earlier that we feel like we have the most athletic team we've had since Coach Cunningham's been here. So it's a toss-up. Last year, I could have told you Malik Burnett was going to win that dunk contest with his athleticism. But we got about 5 or 6 guys that are high risers.
Yeah. Mike,
how good's the guy from Shelton State I got?
He's pretty good. He's one of the athletic guys too. He's about 6 foot, 6'1" maybe, but he's a high riser.
Now, Mike,
of course, you're trying to replace the greatest scorer in Troy history, Person. He got a contract overseas in Italy?
Yes.
Is that where he's doing?
They say he's making 6 figures, Mike. I'm happy for him.
He's in Italy. He's doing well. I've talked to him a few times. He's really liking it.
Do they come any better than him as a person? I mean, he is a wonder as a person.
I haven't seen many.
Just great when it comes through.
When we talk about Wesley Person, everybody talks about, how good of a player he was, and the 3-point shooting ability and all these different things. He was equally as good of a kid that we've ever had in this program.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We never had to discipline him for missing any class, being late. This is in 4 years now.
That's right, yeah.
4 years. 4 years.
And he could have been a prima donna. I mean, he just won that way. I will have to say this, that he made more contested shots than any player in history. That means somebody was all over him, Coach, when he made the shot. Over 50% of his points were contested, and he made those shots. Don't you agree?
Yes.
A lot of people you don't have a stat that says contested shots, but it would be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Well, yes, because people game plan for him. They tried to take him away and say, okay, we'll let everybody else beat us, but we won't let Wesley Person beat us, and he still found a way.
Like every time he had somebody on him, and just think about the energy it took to be Wesley Person.
Right. Absolutely.
And he was not a great.
I went to that Duke game. We all made the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that dunk. He had to get Duke. That was pretty good day.
Now look,
you remember that?
That shocked us too now, because he hadn't shown much of that in practice, so we didn't know where that came from. I had to ask him.
And the big guy, let me tell you, he had a great game.
But Higgs played out of their mind.
Higgs played lights out. I bet you the great coach for Duke was wondering, said, where did that guy come from? How did we miss out on that guy?
Right.
Because he played great in that game, didn't he?
He did. He and Bernardo both played really well. They both scored in double figures. I think Bernardo had 18 and 10, and then.
You know what he said after the game?
I've been wondering about the Sun Belt tournament. Them giving you all that day off in between. That is a huge factor in y'all winning that tournament, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It really gave us a day to kind of get your legs back under you. So we played well against App State, and then we get a day off, and then we came back and played against Georgia Southern. Well, Wesley Person missed 1 3 against Appalachian State.
Oh, gosh.
And then he came back. He followed that up with missing only 1 3 against Georgia Southern. So he was 13 for 15 in the first 2 games of the conference tournament, which really gave us a boost offensively.
And I'll tell you another little secret that a lot of people don't know. The great player for Georgia Southern, the little guard that could not miss the free throw line, he came down to him and another guy, and we took the other guy instead of him. Is that right? Yeah. Recruiting. We could have got that kid, but the guy we got was very good, though.
He was good for us. He was one of those guys that made a sacrifice and helped us win down the stretch. Daniel Peace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I tell you, the kid that came off the bench for y'all the year y'all went to the tournament too. Was
Holloman? Yes, Jeremy Holloman.
Really electric off the bench for y'all.
He was really good, and he was a difference in us winning too because he gave us a scoring option off the bench that we didn't have the year before, and he did a really good job for us.
Yeah.
So as far as last year, when Bernardo got hurt, what kind of injury did he have? Was it something to do with his ankle?
No, he had a stress fracture in his foot. You know, we went up to play Kentucky in Rupp Arena.
I know. I was out in Vegas,
and I was at the game in Rupp Arena
that night.
Yeah, we played well there. We leave there, and we go to East Tennessee State, which is one of the more tough places to play in the country. We come out of there with a win. We go home for Thanksgiving break. We give them 2 days off. We come back and practice. Was it Thanksgiving night or the day after? Yeah. Anyway, we come back, have a really good practice, and then afterwards he starts complaining about his foot was hurt. Well, the next day they take X-rays, and there it is, a stress fracture.
Oh man!
So we were coming out playing the best basketball of the season, you know, as a team, you know, looking like that team that won the conference tournament the year before, and then you lose your leading scorer, and then.
You should have beat Southern Cal. Y'all were better than Southern. Evidently that night y'all were better than they were. That was a tough one, wasn't it?
You know, that's probably
that was at Southern Cal.
That was probably one of the toughest losses that I've had in a Troy uniform.
Isn't that amazing?
We were up. We controlled the game. We were up with, I think it's a minute to go, and we go. I'm not calling any names, but we go to take it out and casually turn around to throw it in. And a guy kind of came back and bluffed like he was going for the steal, and our guy stepped over the line and gave them the ball back. Yeah. And then they ended up scoring, and they were ranked in the top 25.
If that doesn't happen, just that possession, you would have won the game.
They would have had to foul. Yeah. They would have had to foul.
Yeah, I was listening to that game on TV, on radio. That was hard to.
As far as the guys you got coming back, I thought the Johnson kid from Decatur really played well for y'all late in the season when y'all put him in the starting lineup. Who were some other guys?
Well, before you get off Johnson, they think he could become one of the greatest players ever played at Troy. Didn't you say that?
It's pretty good.
Didn't he say that?
Yes, he's pretty good. He started for us as a freshman. He didn't start the year off starting. He worked his way into the starting lineup and ended the year as a starter for us. But he's talented. He's 6'7". He's a guard. He really shoots it. He's got a great feel for the game, good passer, good offensive rebounder. The thing about Johnson, he's put on 30 pounds in a year.
Oh, man. Can you believe that, Mike?
Yes, he's put on 30 pounds
of muscle. He's got bowled up?
Yes. For him, because he's 6'7", yeah. He's not going to go out.
Coach, he could hit you on the inside and outside, can't he?
Yes, that's what we're hoping. You know,
I watched the kid from Parker up here in Birmingham. How is he gonna be able to help y'all this year? Or y'all gonna redshirt him?
No, he's gonna play. He's a guy that's very talented. He needs to get stronger, but man, he's a talent. He's very athletic. He can shoot the three. He's skilled. He's a guy. In a year, people are gonna ask, you know, where did this guy come from?
Exactly.
You know, he's one of those type guys. He's got that type.
That's one of the best programs in the state. Parker.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he had a big time.
That's the Thunder and Herd, isn't it?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's where
no question about it.
Played.
Of course, you know, with Bernardo, I've always said, Mike, you've heard me say it, that he could become the first NBA player Troy ever produced.
Yes, he has that type of talent. Jordan he's one of those once in a career type guys.
Yeah.
You know, just his skill set is unmatched. He can really score it inside with his back to the basket. He can take a bigger guy outside and play off the dribble. He can shoot it. He has a great feel for the game of basketball, knowing when to pass it, how to pass out of a double team. He's just one of those guys that you know is a joy to coach.
Yeah. You know, when you get great players.
It's amazing. I watched his brother play many times in Mississippi State, and he was a great shot blocker and rebounder, but he didn't have near the offensive game that his brother had.
Polar opposites when it comes to their games. His brother was more of a defensive type guy who, like you said, he's still the leading shot blocker in NCAA history. Jordan has some of that, but he's not as athletic as his brother. But offensively, he's really gifted.
So I mean, what is Jordan? What, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yes, 6'6".
So and then
so at the next level, if he did make it to the NBA, where would he play? Like a 3?
Yeah, he would have to be a 3. He could probably get away with
depending on what team.
He reminds me of Adrian Dantley a little bit. You know, the great, inside. If he ever gets it inside, he's going to score or get fouled or both.
Well, in today's game, he's probably more similar to Draymond Green.
Yeah, he's 6'7".
Yeah, he's smaller, but he could guard a bigger guy because he's so strong. Yeah. But at that level, he would probably need to polish his game on the perimeter more.
Have NBA scouts ever been to games to
yes.
see him yet?
Yes, they've been to a couple to see him, and it'll probably be a lot more this year, especially with him being healthy right now. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Ben.
Who's going to be the team to beat again this year? Lafayette? They got a bunch of guys coming back?
Lafayette's got a bunch back. Georgia State's got a bunch back. Those two will be at the top of the
all
list.
they got to do is just stay in Atlanta. I mean, there's so many athletes, they can just pick who they want. Pretty much.
Right. And that's what they do. They sell Atlanta, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know.
But I tell you what, when y'all went on the road near the end of the season and just blew them out, I was just like, man, we're about to get high. We're going to make another run for the tournament. I mean, I was one of y'all's more impressive wins of the season when y'all beat them there.
Oh, it was a really big win for us. They were playing well. They had locked up the number 2 seed in the tournament. For us to go there and play as well as we did, we felt good about it. And then we were still in contention to try to get a bye. So we leave there on that big win, and we go to Georgia Southern. We play well again. I don't know if you guys watched this on.
I saw the game. The guard made a shot.
Oh my goodness!
Falling away from 35 feet.
I mean, it was almost
Isn't that amazing?
It was almost at half court. It was going out of bounds. He grabbed it with one hand and threw a football pass, and it went in.
It was unbelievable to win the game.
Yep.
Boy, it's amazing the difference. I mean, what just one play can do, or unbelievable play. Just want men to be.
Well, we ended up we finished 5th in the conference. But if we beat Georgia Southern, we're in 3rd place and we get a bye in that first round.
Yeah, and that makes
a difference. Yes, it does.
You know what I can't understand, because I know there's been some teams, other teams, but right now the Sun Belt's just getting one shot at making the tournament. Yeah. I don't like that, especially if you're having a great year. I mean, what is that? What kind of motivation that gives to other teams just for playing hard? You know.
Right. Well, I felt like Lafayette, with the year that they had a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. They had some injuries down the stretch that hurt them in the tournament, but they had a great year, man. I just feel like it was overshadowed, because of injuries.
Boy, it means so much money.
You got to look at UT Arlington and NIT. I mean, they almost went all the way to New York a few years ago. I mean,
right.
That's a good benefit to have as well to go to the
NIT.
And I'd love to play in the NIT. You know, I mean, we keep playing. Don't you agree?
You do, and they have it set up now where you have a few more tournaments now that you can play in, the CBI and the CIT. So you really got 4 opportunities now: the NCAA tournament, the NIT, CIT, and the CBI.
I want you to promise me something. Of course, I want to mention again tonight, the pep rally starts at 6:30. The Sound of the South will be in that gym. Boy, that don't fire you up, what will. And so we'll have a big pep rally. And then immediately following that, they'll introduce the men and the women's basketball teams, and then have some shooting contests. It's going to be a lot of fun. And will you promise me this, that you'll come back during the season?
I will.
Because we've thoroughly enjoyed hearing from you today. Ben Fletcher, ladies and gentlemen, and we appreciate so much. Remember, tonight, 6:30 for the pep rally, and then immediately following is the basketball
Trojan Madness.
It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of shooting and a lot of introductions. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you love Troy basketball, you don't want to miss this, I promise you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more. Max Howell's on the line right after this.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy. Never too far for a far better deal.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Piggly Wiggly on North 39th Street in Troy, and in the shopping center right here in on the bypass. And of course, right now they got all kinds of items on sale. Let me tell you, last night I had a bone-in ribeye steak. Now, if you ever can get a bone-in, it's going to have more. It's going to be a lot more tender than your regular steak. It's going to have more gristle and flavor than any steak you can get. I promise you, is the bone-in ribeye steak, and they'll cut you as many as you want at Piggly Wiggly today. They've got boneless chuck steaks for $3.99 a pound. They got mountain whole fryers. There's whole fryers now, 99 cents a pound. You folks that want to make some stew, and that's a great deal. Assorted pork chops, $1.19 a pound. Shank portion smoked hams for $1.29 a pound. Sunnyland sliced bacon, and anytime you can buy sliced bacon for $2 and two for $5, you want to do it. 2 for $5. Max, I got you this time. I'm sorry. But hey, listen, I'm talking about Sunny. Listen to this now. You're in the grocery store, and you can pass by Sunnyland sliced bacon, 2 for $5. You're going to buy a bunch of them, aren't you?
Listen, my radio station is in a grocery store, Mike.
Yeah.
You got to understand, I don't have to buy
Yeah, but don't you agree? When you buy, $5 for one package is a pretty good deal, and they're going to give you 2 for $5.
That's a great deal.
And you know, and one of America's favorite meats is bacon. Don't you agree?
No doubt.
Hey, they wouldn't say bring home the bacon if they weren't true, would you?
That's very true, Mike.
You know, Max, I'm sorry I had to hold you back a little bit this morning. We had Troy basketball. You know, they've already had their March Madness and everything. They already started practicing. We'll be talking basketball before football's over.
Well, you know, I used to do all that too, Mike. But I done got so old. I'm just narrowing mine down to football like this. So I'll take a vacation.
Well, I tell you what, Max. I've heard through the grapevine of what you put together, and you did it in one of the fastest times, maybe in history, is to put together a market like you have in the Tupelo area. I bet you had a lot of people walking up to you saying, "We should have done this 10 years ago."
Mike, you're absolutely right. And you know, I've been fortunate. I've got some great friends and great partners in this thing, but we just making the market over almost. We put our new van on the street this coming Monday. We're on the street with remote starting this Friday at Buckshots. We've done things that nobody in this market's ever done before.
Yeah.
And we did. You're right. We put the whole package together in about 60 days. We were on the air in 90 days.
Yeah, no question about it.
And we've already applied for increase in power for our transmitter. That'll be approved probably in about 90 days. And in 6 months, we'll be a 50,000 watt station going from Birmingham to Memphis.
Yeah, well, that is wonderful. And of course, you know, anytime you want to call over to us or call Birmingham, and Mike, my son, can. He's on top of everything, in sports, and two outlets that you got right there that you can get in as an emergency anytime you want it.
I appreciate that, Mike. I really do. And like I say, it's all about marketing. You've been in the business 20 years. It's all about marketing.
Oh yeah.
and getting exposure out there for your product, and that's all we're trying to do right now.
Exactly.
And I'll say again, it's worked very well for us.
Well, I tell you, I know it. In fact, give them your lineup a little bit. Y'all start off in the morning with who?
Yeah, we have a local show. What we did, Mike, we looked at radio, and I've been around a long time, and what happened to radio about 15 years ago was a lot of the smaller stations around the country were bought up by the large corporation. They pulled it away from the local market. And I think that ended. That really caused a downfall. Most of those big corporations are in bankruptcy now. And what we did, we took the reverse attitude. We took an ESPN brand and brought it back to the local market. We start the morning at 6 o'clock with I got a local high school football coach and a local business guy. And they have guests on. They bring kids into the studio. They have coaches on every day. They have a 2-hour show, and that thing has just exploded in more. They have call-ins, every aspect. And of course, we stream live, by the way. You can pick us up on ESPN, MISS, ESPNMississippi.com. All over the world. I get calls from Atlanta and Charlotte and everywhere else been before. But Mike, that morning show is really taking place. I'm holding the 8 to 10 slot. I got a guy we'll bring in January that's going to take that slot. So we go back to network for the ESPN from 8 to 10. Then I have Matt White, who is the color analyst for Mississippi State on the radio. He's a Prattville, Alabama guy. Played quarterback at Mississippi State. He's done a statewide show, and he actually syndicates his show out of our studio from 10 to 12. I come on from 12 to 2, and of course I reach out to all the guys that I've had over here before. We bring a big time on Tim Brando, Bart Schleybaugh, Tony Barnhart. I bring all those.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
To the Tupelo market, and nobody else has ever done it before.
Yeah, and those
of course, at 2 o'clock we go to find Bob, and he's very controversial, but he draws a heck of an audience. And that's our daytime show. Then we go back to network at night. But here's some specialty stuff. Every Thursday night I do a junior college football game live. Every Friday night I do a high school football game live. Saturday morning I do a Mississippi call-in show for 2 hours. It's just about Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Southern, just in the state.
Yeah.
Then at 11 o'clock we'll go to the SEC game of the week. Sometimes we'll do 2. We'll do whatever the 11 o'clock game is, and of course then the 2:30 game as well. We'll do that live on Friday night. By the way, back up Friday night from 10 o'clock till midnight. We do a high school call-in show.
Oh gosh, when do you get any sleep?
Oh well, we squeeze it in occasionally, Mike.
Yeah, I got you.
then we do the high school. Not only do we syndicate that and stream it, we video it, and we do iPods, we do YouTube, and we do Facebook, and we can keep the numbers. Arbitron doesn't get to about every 3 months where you get your numbers. We can pull up on Monday morning how many people watch that show. We average more than 3,000 a night on Friday night.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Watching that show in Mississippi. So,
and Mississippi, just like Alabama, they love their high school football, and they want to know a score. They want to know a score.
And we had a chance to take it statewide, but our guys here said, look, we got a North Mississippi market. We can control that market, and we are the only and the best up here right now. So, we're going to stay right here in North Mississippi. So we cover 48 schools on Friday night. And we give every score, every game. We have coaches do. It's nothing for me to drive over at 10 o'clock on Friday night after a game. It'd be 12, 15 people standing around outside the studio watching.
Now, are you going to be doing a junior college game? Are you doing the color on it, or you got somebody else?
I've broken all that out. I hire those people now, Mike. I usually go to the local games, if it's Etowah or Northeast or in our listed audience, I'll show up. But I don't think goodness, and I'll go to the press box with them, or I'll stand on the sideline with the coach. I don't do the play-by-play or color anymore. I started off doing that, but I was able to hire some really good people.
Exactly.
And then on Saturday we did. Then Sunday I got the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh boy!
So I mean, we are loaded up right now with live programming and for interesting program that we took Dallas because Dak Prescott played at Mississippi State.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. Now let me ask you this: if I knew the right kind of person, I bet I could get 2 tickets to the Auburn Mississippi State game this weekend.
Hey, I believe we could work that out, Mike?
Well, I tell you what, I might just be there because that's the game. All of Troy's off because they're playing on Thursday. Right. Alabama and Auburn are both on the road. Alabama goes to Arkansas, and then it's a 6:30 game in at Starkville. And Max, a lot of people don't realize it. It's not that far to Starkville from where we sit right now.
No, you go to Montgomery, they do go across.
That's right. That's right, and you're there before you know it. It's what, 50 minutes on the other side of Tuscaloosa, wouldn't you say?
It's all 4-lane there.
Yeah, exactly. Makes it.
No more 2-lane roads.
So I tell you what, that'd be a good game to see. I would think. Don't you think it'd be very competitive?
Oh yeah, I think Auburn's favored by 4 in that one. I think Mississippi State did not play well the last 2 weeks. I think they've had some, they had some really second thoughts on how they're going to run their offense against Auburn. But Auburn's got some problems too, Mike.
Yeah.
They lost it.
You know what? You called it. You called it at the first of the year. They were going to have a hard time because they don't have an experienced offensive line and didn't have enough quality running. Didn't have the big running back, and that makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it?
Yeah, for Gus Malzahn's offense, it is the thing that makes it work. And I think Auburn's going to struggle. I make a joke, and I told you guys a couple of weeks ago. Auburn's defense is so good, I'd put it on first down.
Exactly. Hey, what happened to the quick kick? I mean, 3rd and 13, I'd quick kick that thing.
Absolutely. See, they're already in the shotgun.
Yeah.
2 more steps and let it pound it away.
Exactly, no question about it.
Yeah, but we've got a really, really good in our location, Mike, is the thing that's really pushing soon. The big grocery store that's coming to South. We are just outside Tupelo in a little town called South Tella.
Yeah.
It's about 6 miles from downtown. It's all interstate. We're right on the interstate going to Tennessee. On Highway 45.
How far are you actually from Oxford, and how far are you from Starkville?
We're right in the middle, 50 miles each way.
Isn't that amazing? Gosh, that is amazing.
So we've got the best of all worlds. And here's the thing: and I told you this before. Tupelo has 28 radio stations in this town.
Isn't that amazing?
We're the only sports talk from here to Memphis and from here to Birmingham.
I wonder why. That is amazing.
Well, it's labor intensive. You got to hire a bunch of people, and a lot of the corporate world that owns the radio stations tried to cut costs.
Yeah.
Well, we went the other way. We got young guys, we got interns. I got kids from both Mississippi State and Ole Miss
trying to make a name for themselves.
Absolutely right, and they'll work inexpensive for us, and we're gonna give them a chance to do that. And I've already found some really, really good ones. I think will have a really good career. So,
well, I tell you what, you're exactly right.
The junior colleges, Mike, at both Etowah and Northeast, we sit right there in the middle of both of those. They have intern programs for communications. So we got those junior college kids just flocking to come to work for us.
Exactly.
So it's worked out very well.
And of course, it all started. Max, outstanding coach. I really believe you could have stayed in coaching and retired easy, but he got an opportunity to go into the radio business in Atlanta and put together the first real talk radio program in Atlanta, and it was they call it what was the name of it?
It was 680 The Fan.
680 The Fan on 680. If I've been through Atlanta hundreds of times, and it was always dialed to 680.
Oh yeah.
AM.
That was WCNN. That was Ted Turner when Ted Turner created CNN News. That was the audio part. He didn't like radio, so he spun that off. A group of guys. Well, let me tell you what they took that station, Mike, spun it into a corporation that owned 550 radio.
Made him a multi-billionaire, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, really, that little radio station right there, 680, was his station. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And they got the 25th anniversary coming up in November. I've been asked to come back and host a couple of shows for them.
Do you know him personally, Max? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, his office was right in the same building.
And he's just a regular guy. And we're talking about one of the richest men in the world. And one of the most, but then he turned around and found CNN, and he gets even more richer.
Oh, he did. He sold that corporation off, and he bought. I think the money he took, he bought like 400,000 acres in South America. So.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, of course, he owned the Braves for all those years. You know.
He was a marketer guy, there, Mike.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he do things that would just help ridiculously outrageous sometimes, but it drew people.
Of course, when he married Joan Fonda, gave him a lot of publicity nationwide and in Hollywood.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. We built that studio with 680 in the CNN building.
Yeah.
Okay, our studio faced out the lobby. Every morning, Jane Fonda walked right by our studio.
So you were right there at the Omni, is that right?
Absolutely, we did that. And I was there 11 years.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it was really a good experience for me. And I took that same concept that we did over there, Mike, and brought it to Tupelo, Mississippi. That's a much smaller market, obviously, but the concept worked, and it's working over here.
And I'll tell you this, and I used to travel to Atlanta a lot in my business years ago. I used to be over there quite a bit, and your day didn't end with your sports report. Then they wanted you to go to Harrison's or to Studebakers or somewhere all over the Atlanta area, and you had to put on a promotion show.
Absolutely.
Some big sponsor would say, well, bring that radio station in here, you know, whatever.
3 or 4 nights a week, Mike. I mean, I lived on 3 or 4 hours sleep.
It's hard to be, that was a job that was hard to be married, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that's, you know, it didn't cost me one.
You were single during that time, wasn't you?
But let me tell you, I hit a market and a timing in the radio business that I don't think will ever be again. They paid us, I'm ashamed to tell you what they paid us.
Yeah.
Over 6 figures.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a really, really good time to be in radio. And it was, again, in a city of 4 million people, we were the only sports talk.
Yeah.
Our Arbitron raised that people 400,000 average listen to our show every day.
And ladies and gentlemen, you don't tell me I'm lying here now. They loved it when you got in a traffic jam. They wanted you to have a traffic jam every day of the year. They wanted a traffic jam. So the only thing you could do was listen to Max Howell on 680 The Fan. Isn't that right? Y'all like the idea that they were stuck in traffic, weren't you?
Very true. And we talked to them.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you. That's where your audience was on the highway.
Absolutely. 285, 85, 75, all of them.
You know, Jim Fife did something very similar to it here in Montgomery, Troy area. You know, those afternoon talk shows, and then of course your buddy that's on with you now. That's how he found his niche in life was talk radio.
It was. Let me tell you, before I took that job, Jim Fife was one of the first guys I called.
Oh yeah.
And talked to him.
He was good at it. He was real good at it.
He was really good. And then, of course, I got to know Jeff Foxworthy when I was up there also.
Yeah, well, that fun
I think I told you the story. When I first went to Atlanta, they took me out to the Braves game, and I happened to sit by Foxworthy. And that night, he threw the first pitch out.
And he was just now getting good and started, though, wasn't he?
Well, he just come back from Hollywood.
Yeah.
He'd had a TV show. He'd come back to Atlanta, settle in, and I asked him. I said, look, I'm from Alabama. I got a southern drawl in my voice. I'm coming to a big metropolitan area. I said, I'm a little worried about it because I'm going to get tagged as a big-time redneck. Listen to this, Mike. He looked at me and he said, you got to remember, it's more of us than it is of them.
Yeah, exactly. But let me tell you this. The hero and everybody's idol live right down the road and of course, wrote all the books and was a big Georgia fan.
Oh, yeah. He's a huge sports fan. He does a great stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
He's written, I don't know how many, 10, 15 books. Or
well, he's dead now, but we're talking about, what's his name?
You're talking about Louis Grizzard.
Grizzard was, he was everybody's idol in Atlanta, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was at Ole Miss, he'd ride the bus with the team. We played Georgia.
Yeah, oh yeah, huge Georgia fan.
It was in 89 or 90, I can't remember. He rode the bus over there. And he got off the bus, Mike, and it was right on the edge of the Grove. And he walked around and came back over where we were sitting. He said, I got to tell you, he said, we fixing to get our tail beat. I said, listen, look, y'all are rocking and rolling. I don't know what that's going to be true. He says, look, anybody that has beautiful women like this allow you to drink whiskey before the game. He said, I guarantee we're going to get beat. And sure enough, we beat them.
And what's that little town he was raised in right there south of Atlanta?
See, I don't remember.
Hogansville. Hogansville was.
That's right.
You remember Kenny White from Hogansville, but right there in Hogansville, and I pass by and I think of him every time we go by there.
He's still a legend, man. I'm gonna tell you,
he used to talk about in his books and radio. He had radio shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
But he would say some of the best barbecue in the country is located in Troy, Alabama.
We know that's true.
Yes, exactly right. And it's Wilson's Barbecue.
Absolutely.
He said, but boy, more than anything, not just the great barbecue, it's got the best looking women that work there. And they're all of them were 80 years old. But he claimed Wilson's Barbecue, one of his top 5 barbecue places. He loves Sprayberry's there in Newnan.
Yeah.
But to me, I never did really like Sprayberry's. They cut it up too thin.
Well, he did, and it was, it was on the highway going to Atlanta. That's why they.
But they should have paid him a salary because he talked about him so much. And they said, where's Sprayberry's? Well, it's in Newnan down there. And all those Atlanta people thought that was where barbecue was supposed to be.
Exactly right. Well, of course, it was in Georgia, and it had the title, and of course it came from Louis Grizzard.
Yeah.
And that was a walking billboard for them.
No question about it.
And they did a remote. But I've been all over this country. I've eaten barbecue in every state just about. I've never found one yet that had the great taste that Wilson did. And I told you that.
It really did. Oh yeah, it did. And of course, another thing too. That light bread in their camp stew, and that light bread, you could grab that light bread and squeeze it into a ball. I mean, everything was so fresh. I mean, everything was chopped and fresh as it could be.
Mike, why don't they open up another one?
I don't know. Mary Ida lived here in town, and of course married to Jerry Williams.
Yeah.
You know why they got out of business, don't you? Jerry had to get up every day at 4 o'clock and light the fire. How would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Hey, he's the one that talked him out of it. Of course, money is no object. He made all his money in the radio business, Radio Shack. He had one of the top radio shacks in the country that was located right behind the barbecue place.
I did not know that. I've had a chance to visit with you.
You remember those old ham radios, all the ham radios you were back in the heyday? He's the only one that knew how to work on them.
Yeah, he probably did.
You drive by there, you see 10 or 15 highway patrol trucks, and then maybe cars, and then maybe 8 or 10 police cars, and they were all there to have their radios worked on.
Listen, they were a good family. They worked hard, and they put out a good product.
Yeah, no question about it.
And I think every time I come to Troy, I look over that building that's behind back where the restaurant used to be.
I tell you something.
Still there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was, yeah.
Well, no, it's shut down now.
No, I know, but the building's still there.
No, it's down now. Well, it could be part of what's going on. I'm gonna put you on hold a minute. I'll bring you right back. All right, let's see here. All right, I got you on still, Max. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
All right, hold on 1 second. Well, I'm gonna get it in a minute. All right, got both of you on? Got both of you on, Max? Max, are you on?
I'm on.
How about Max? Are you on, Max? Huh.
Hey, just talk to Max.
Oh, well, I just missed him. Mike Amos is back on, and we're going to get Max back on in a second. And, of course, Mike, big game here on Thursday. I know, a lot of people are saying, well, Troy should cruise here. But, hey, they're going to be – all I want is a 1-point win, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I was talking to some friends about it yesterday. Just trying to prepare for a midweek game is extremely tough without a bye week. come out and get a lead, and hopefully, you know, I mean, I think the line out in Vegas is 16 points. I think it's going to be a lot
that is
closer.
crazy. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, Georgia State's got a lot of talent out of that Atlanta area, and you know, their coach has done a good job. He came from South Carolina. He was actually the interim coach of South Carolina when Spurrier retired in the middle of the season. Sean Elliott, so he coached there and then got a Georgia State job and took Georgia State to a bowl game last year. So he's a good coach.
Well, no question about it. And of course, you look for Troy to be a lot closer than people think. Is that right?
Well, I mean, I just think it's just a tough to come off, you know, a tough physical game against Coastal Carolina. You know, they were really tough on that offensive line. You know, that scheme's hard to go against. And
Mike, if you had a basketball team out there, would you love to have Ben Fletcher as their coach? Boy, he's a class operator, isn't he?
Yeah, he always has been. You know, I mean, shoot, he's been at Troy now, I'd say close to 15 years.
I know it exactly. And he is an outstanding coach in person. You know, he's a great person to go with it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I was 26 when I was working out in Oregon, so what was that, 16 years ago? That was 2002. They went to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
He's been at Troy over 16 years then as a player and a coach.
Yeah, I got you. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more of Today in L.A. Of course, we're still on right now.
Why buy from Pike County Ford? We live local. Troy is our home, so you'll always be dealing with hometown folks who are all about Troy. We'll beat any legitimate written offer you bring in, so you know you're getting the best deal guaranteed. And no matter what you buy from Pike County Ford, you can always count on the best service before and after the sale. Bottom line, you get good people, a better product, and the best deal, guaranteed. Pike County Ford in Troy, never too far for a far better deal.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance. Whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Back to our show brought to you by the Withington Group. You're in good hands with Allstate. Perry Green, your Allstate dealer, located at the Withington Group right here. And Jeff at Quality Roofing, he's the best roofer in the country. And also by Hooks Barbecue. Need to tailgate tomorrow night. This is the easiest, best way you can do it. Is go by and order barbecue, pork, the best baked beans with barbecue in it, slaw, potato salad. I could see even making it with beans and barbecue in it, and then having the slaw and the rice and the potato salad. Anything is so easy, and they give it to you, and they're waiting for you to call them today at Hooks Barbecue. I want to mention also.
And Les Miles have a great bet going. If Florida loses to LSU this weekend, Steve Spurrier and Les Miles have agreed that they'll eat grass. So if Florida loses, Spurrier will eat grass, and if LSU loses, Miles will eat grass.
LSU loses to who?
To Florida.
Oh, to Florida. Okay.
They actually made a bet.
Oh, yeah.
Spurrier's going to eat grass, and then Miles said he would eat grass if LSU got beat.
Is Miles still associated with the program?
I mean, I think he still lives down in Baton Rouge, but you know, at LSU during games, Miles will be seen on camera eating grass.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. He hasn't. It doesn't seem like he's been missed very much. What do you think?
Well, I mean, he took over Saban's program and, had all those phenomenal players and actually won a national championship with 2 losses, which was kind of unheard of. But no other school decided to pick him up. I think he had a few interviews here and there, but I would say by now he's probably done. He hasn't had a job in 2 years. Yeah,
you're right. Of course, I want to remind you again of some things going on tonight. You've got the Pike County Fair going on. You've got Troy basketball fan fair and pep rally starting at 6:30. You'll meet the football team, and then this could be him coming back through, Mike. We'll pick it up in a minute. You got
just call them Maxon. That's fine.
All right. We've got also the take a kid to the game deal also going on. Bring him on in here. Good morning, Max. So sorry we lost you, man. When I start fooling with this phone, I don't know what's going on.
Hey, listen, that's all right. I wanted to just call back and say, wish Troy the best coming up on Thursday night. I know you'll be at that ball game, and certainly I've talked to a lot.
All you got to do is call the radio station, and they can give you a quick score if you need one while you're on air down there.
Great. I will do that on Thursday night.
That number is 566-0300.
Okay, that's easy.
566-0300, and they'll give you a score of the Troy game.
Always my pleasure to be with you.
Well, wait a minute now. I'm not going to let you get away with what's for dinner. I'm not going to let you get away with it now.
Let me tell you what I did. I did Sunday night. I did butterfly pork chops, the big thick ones.
Yeah.
Now remember our grocery store was opening up November 1st. So I'll have access. I'll do a lot more meat cuts.
Oh boy!
For them. But I grilled them. First of all, I marinate the pork chops. I do that in an Italian dressing because it's got the herbs, the spices, it's got the oil in it. Keeps it really, really based for a crispy outside and you have to cook pork as you know all the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
I do a hot fire first, sear it on the outside, then move it over, let it cook very slow. And my favorite, and the people I cook for, Mike, love the corn on the cob up here on the grill there. We do it, wrap it in tin foil, but I bathe it in mayonnaise, not butter. Wrap it tight, cook it 30 to 40 minutes and I do that silver.
No butter, but mayonnaise. No butter, but mayonnaise.
No butter, but mayonnaise. And it is absolutely delicious.
Real tender. Oh. Yeah, I like it when I bite into a corn on the cob. I bite into almost the core of the cob. You know what I mean?
That's the way this will end up being.
Oh, boy.
That's what it is. That sounds good. Baked beans and coleslaw on the side as always. Garlic bread as always. A big old pitcher of sweet iced tea. Then for dessert, these guys up here. This time of year, I did a muscadine pie. I don't know where you ever had one, but you got to cook your muscadine.
I love muscadine. I call them Phyllis's.
It's just like you cook it like an apple pie.
Yeah.
And it gives you that little tangy taste.
Does it pop in your mouth?
You top it with vanilla ice cream.
Ooh, boy. Sounds good. Listen, I'm going to put you on hold a minute. I need to talk to you a second. We're going on break. We'll be right back. We're going on break.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special. So come see us and take advantage of these hot summer specials at your friendly Troy and Ozark Road Mart, where we've been serving our friends and neighbors all over the Wiregrass since 1974.
When you were handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go and some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Forevermark Diamonds. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced. Available at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military. That's right, not a $1,000 sign-on bonus, but $1,200 sign-on bonus at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we support our military.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
422.
All right.
4573.
4573. All right, I'll be in touch. Thank you, Ian.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, boy. Thank you, Ian. Bye-bye.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and we appreciate Max Howell joining us. And he is a busy man, and we appreciate him very much. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday, and a lot going on. Remember, so many things going on for kids this Thursday. So get out to the stadium early, around 3 o'clock, and let them start playing in the fanfare area, where they've got all kinds of kids fun slides, and it's in the baseball field area, and it's really good. And also they've got halftime fireworks coming up this Thursday night. They've got you bring a kid to the game. Any kids you bring to the game, they get in free. I don't care if you bring 10. If you bring 10, bring them on in. They get in free. Now you've got to pay $10 for general admission, and that is the cheapest college football game you'll ever go to. You go to Alabama Auburn, I notice it's going to be $90 this year. So, and you can see a Troy game for 10. I guarantee it's a very good quality football, and you'll love it. But then the Fall Festival going on outside the gate. Remember the Trojan Walk. The game starts at 6:30. The Trojan Walk will be 4:45. I believe that'd be about what it would be. But be there for the Trojan Walk. It's always a lot of fun. Your children can reach out and grab those guys, and they love to see kids at the game. And again, a lot of things going on. Of course, tonight from the Trojan Arena, they'll have the big pep rally featuring the Sound of the South Marching Band, the Troy football team. Then immediately after that, the big basketball fanfare and going on right there at the arena. And there'll be all kinds of great prizes they will give away. There'll be a dunk contest, a three-point contest. You'll meet both the new basketball players at Troy, the men and the women, tonight at that'll be probably coming on around 6:30. It's 6:45, something like that. Should be a lot of fun from the Trojan Arena, and be a great time to show your support of Troy University basketball and football with the pep rally, and should be fun, and we appreciate it. Luke Whittemore is my college player of the week. He's the young man that caught the pass and threw it all the way across the field to a wide open receiver for a touchdown that exploded Troy into a 14-0 lead. Whittemore is a redshirt freshman from South Florida. And my high school player of the week is a young man that is really developing into quite a kicker. His name is Scott Taylor Renfro, and he kicked 5 balls in the end zone in last week's 65-7 victory over Abbeville Christian. He also made 9 PATs, so that's 63 points, 9 PATs, as the number 4 rated Patriots in the state go up against Fort Dale this weekend. So it should be quite a game. Appreciate Ben Fletcher coming on board. What a great guy he is, and what a fine coach he is. And one day he's going to be a big-time coach. No, he's a big-time assistant coach now, but I wouldn't doubt it one day if he didn't have his own team, and because he's got all the ingredients of a outstanding basketball coach. I was looking here at the classifications and the how some of these teams are rated. They've got Pike rated, Liberal Arts says 7-0. They're rated 5th in the state. Number 1 team right now is Autauga Academy. They're 5-1, rated number 1, followed by undefeated Monroe Academy, then Tuscaloosa Academy, then undefeated Chambers. And one of the coaches at Chambers is a guy that a lot of us out there know, and we grew up with him right here in Troy, is Tommy Garrett. Tommy Garrett's assistant coach and offensive coordinator at Chambers Academy, and he's got them undefeated right now. And then, of course, Morgan is 6-1. They've been beating everybody since they lost to the first game to Pike. Bessemer is 4-3, ranked 7th. Lakeside is ranked 8-1. And then followed by Escambia, that's Hugh Fountain's team, and Crenshaw Christian. And, of course, that's Coach, former Pike County coach's team. So they're doing very well. Elba's ranked 6th in 1A. Looking down the line, Luvern's ranked number 2 in 2A, behind Fife. In 3A, we've got Providence Christian ranked number 9. They're undefeated. They play Pike County this weekend. I tell you, if you want a short trip to a good football game, go to Brundage this weekend. That should be a good game. Looking at some other teams in that area, Brockton right now is receiving votes, but still not in the top 10. Georgiana is ranked number 7 in 1A, just to keep you up with that. And T.R. Miller ranked 6th in 3A. In 4A, Hillcrest of Evergreen was beaten last week by T.R. Miller, so they've dropped some. Carroll of Ozark is ranked number 6 in 5A, and they're 3-1. Greenville, Charles Simpson's opponent this week, ranked 7th. They're 4-1. Taking a look at 6A, Wetumpka, number 1. They're undefeated, followed by Pinson Valley. That's where the young Auburn player is the quarterback. And then at number 1 in 7A is Central of Phoenix City. That's Coach DeBose's team. And then, of course, Auburn High School is ranked number 4. Those are just some of the standings on how these teams are ranked statewide. And we'll be keeping you abreast of all that in the near future. I hope that you'll go out and take advantage of all these great things, and also go ahead and make your plans. Buy your tickets now and be out at the stadium Thursday night when Troy University goes up against a good Georgia State team. Georgia State has perhaps the finest wide receiver in the nation playing for them, so it's going to be hard. They're going to be hard to stop. We got to see what our Trojans can do. Fireworks at halftime, $10 general admission seat. You can't beat that. The Sound of the South, again, big circus-like atmosphere outside the stadium for kids. And bring a kid to the game, and they get in absolutely free. Bring 5 of them, they get in absolutely free at Thursday night's game. Hope you've enjoyed our show. We come back on today at 1:30, and I hope to see you then.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.